Hey, Avi, good to be back, mate. Back for some more hard-hitting business strategies. It's been a couple of weeks, so thank you for inviting me.
It's good to have you here again tonight. Mate, we're talking about cash flow this week. It's been a big topic of late. We know any dollar is a good dollar for business owners right now. And also the cost of inaction when making decisions on your business and having and making sure you take action on those decisions rather than just putting it out there and hoping like hell things will pull off. The cost of inaction is huge, aren't they, mate? So we're going to cover on that topic very shortly. But first of all, would you like to uncover $15,000 in your business? It's an experience I had this week with a client of mine. I'm going to use a scenario to show you some tips right now on what you can do to uncover hidden cash in your business, hidden profits that may lay there. To extract that out of your business and put it on your bottom line. So a quick experience this week. A client of mine is looking in getting, building the business. She's a very passionate business owner and wants to get new clients. And the quickest way to profits in your business is actually to have a look at what's actually going on in the business that you already have. And the cheapest, mind you, we know that to get a new client costs up to 6 to 8 times more to get a new client than it does to sell to an existing client. And we use that analogy. So we looked into what's actually going on in her business right now. And we were pretty quick to find out some missed opportunities in doing that. And it was pretty quick I was having a look at her database in her CRM system, and we noticed there was some leads that had come into a list that were unidentified. And by that, I mean they weren't taken care of. So leads came in via her website inquiry. So it was her online presence. They came in, to which they filled out a contact form on the website, and the lead came into her CRM system. Now, this lead came from Google, a Google search. So a direct search means it's someone that's actually searching for your services. So quite a warm lead, and filled in contact information. So it's pretty important this lead gets taken care of. Anyway, we uncovered 6 of these leads that were in this list that were not taken care of. And I'll just share my screen with you now to be able to illustrate to you the importance of realizing or not realizing these leads and see what sort of effect that has on your business. So I'm just going to share my screen. When we talk about strategies in business, we always look at what the lifetime value is of a client. And in this case, the client was worth $9,100 over the lifetime they do business with this particular business owner. And we know that she converts leads that come into the business at a rate of 29%. So leads come in, convert them into paying customers at a rate of 29%. And we uncover 6 missed opportunities. Now, these missed opportunities, when we did the maths on what they are actually worth to her business, 6 leads coming in at that conversion rate, just under 2 clients there. So if we factor that in at 2, she realizes now that she's missed over $15,000, nearly $16,000 of business not realized now because of these leads that weren't taken care of, followed up with, put into a process where it's automated and automatically someone is triggered a task to contact these leads to be able to follow up with it and serve. So $15,000, nearly $16,000, Steve, was an experience this week with a client in her sales process that could have gone straight on her bottom line, which would have been very, very handy this month for her. So it pretty quickly to add up. So in conclusion to that, I'm going to say that some tips for you today to be able to realize hidden cash, hidden profits in your business is to take a look at what's actually going on in your in your business right now, making sure that are you looking at what's actually going on with leads? Where are they going? Are they going into a designated list? And is someone following up with that list? Is it part of your sales process that everyone is taken care of? And you've often heard the term, the fortune is in the follow-up. So are you following up with these leads? Where can we get these small, and they are small little nuances, but they add up to quite significant wins, Steve, over the lifetime journey of that client? Would you agree?
That's right, mate. And that's a great example you've shown there of business owners, and this is very common, business owners being too busy to measure what's going on in their business, and having weak systems that they lose information. And at the moment, business owners, their number one priority is to keep doors open, and many of them who are struggling. And these are things that are within their control. Doing this type of search and audit and tracking the things that are going on, whether it be, as in this example, the leads that are being lost, and that's money being left on the table, or going through their expense accounts and having a look at unnecessary expenses. Now's a good time, and will make their business more resilient because they'll have a better control idea of the costs. So yeah, a good example of a very common problem, and something where a fair bit of money is being left on the table for your client there.
Yeah, it's pretty, it does add up quite quick, and something that's quite simple. And look, business owners, this business owner, like most business owners, are very busy in the day-to-day runnings, right? And it's our job to help them stop being so busy and actually making more reward out of their efforts. And so what this can be, a quick way to fix this, to make sure these leads don't get overlooked, is to offload some responsibility onto a team member that can help out in this situation. So create an automated task that is triggered when that lead comes in, so that person gets notified, and then they follow up with a phone call to that lead to take care of their inquiry. So it's probably the case here was the fact that the business owner was just so heavily involved in the day-to-day that it was just overlooked, to which we're putting processes in place now to help her out with that, and rest assured that those leads get picked up and taken care of. So yeah, very important tip that quickly adds up to extra dollars in coming through your business at a time like this is very, very helpful. So we'll quickly move on to the next topic of tonight. And Steve's going to talk about the cost of inaction in your business.
Yes, mate. Well, like when you told me about this topic, I thought I might just prepare for your viewers a little bit of it's a spreadsheet that and some calculations that show the cost of inaction. So, in this case, many business owners, these problems have been sitting in their business for some time, and leaving money on the table. Deciding to not do something is also a decision. So I just want to work through a quick example of not taking action, or not taking these steps, and then just how these numbers add up. And let's work through an example where we've got the $200,000 in annual business income. Now, let's say that we have a look at some of these strategies, and they could be cost cutting, they could be improving the capturing and the utilization of leads, and we target for the first year an increase to 250. So let's just plug this in and have a look at the numbers here. So what we've got here is and I'll just show you some of these rows here, just show you the income gap each year. Now, if we delay making this decision for a number of years, and this is a very common scenario, and we leave 50,000 on the table of income that we could have been earning, or cash flow increases, then it starts to add up. And over the second year, if we look at it, at a very simple bank interest rate, it's 51,000, 52,000 the third year. So our total cost of not implementing or improving our business in these areas can add up to around 100, in this case, 153,000 over 3 years, which is a significant sum. And if we break this down into monthly, weekly, and daily, we can see that down to each level, just how much potential income that we could be leaving on the table, that business owner could be leaving on the table. Now, as an additional piece to this calculation, let's imagine that over 3 years, $153,000 has been left on, in untapped income potential. And let's say the business owner retained that in the business, and then at the end of 3 years decided that they might invest that. They took that out, invest that in a market portfolio, or they put it away for 10 years in a superannuation fund. And let's assume a market rate of 8%, which over the long term is not unrealistic. It's quite realistic. And over a 10-year compounding, that 153,000 grows to about 330. This is a substantial sum. So this is a very simple example that shows how the inaction, or not taking steps to improve your business today, can have a big compounding effects that add up over time. And once you have a look at the numbers over a longer time period, it's quite staggering to see what the cost of doing nothing is. And that's just a very simple worked example. It sort of drives home the value of taking these steps in the business.
Yeah, look, do you think, Steve, that it comes back to not having, like, in the example, it was wanting to earn 250K was the new income target. Do you think it comes back to the issue of the business owner not having, they've got the goal in mind, but then what are the steps? What's the plan? What's the strategic plan of attack or making this new goal a reality? Do you think that's probably the big issue is on not taking action or procrastinating on taking action, is because they don't have that strategic plan to follow?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And if you look at the spreadsheet, it breaks the income increases down into monthly, weekly, and daily. And when you're setting these goals, you work from the end back. So if we look at 153,000 over 3 years and we bring that back, it's important for the business owner to have a look at those periodic goals, because it's quite a sum. So it really helps to bring it back down to the monthly, the weekly, and the daily cost. And then once we have those stepping stones, it's psychologically, it's much easier to set in place those strategies to achieve that outcome. But you've got to have that clarity, and you've got to have that purpose of where you want to grow, and then you can work back from there. But that's, I guess the other thing that this shows is that some business owners don't have enough leverage. And if you see such a big number, then it gives you a bit of pain. I'm leaving that much value on the table. I have to do something. If I don't act today, it's going to continue. So a couple of ways you can look at that. Yeah,
certainly. I mean, seeing those figures every day, realizing that it's well over $100 a day.
$130,000 a lot, yeah, and that 50 grand is not. I mean, that's quite a reasonable target. After tweaking a few areas of the business, especially if there's a lot of untapped areas there, which many businesses do have.
Sure, mate. Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for this evening. Thanks for joining us again this week, Steve. A couple of very important topics, making sure that taking a look inside your business to uncover any little hidden treasures in there that might be able to support you with cash throughout this period, and also the cost of not taking action on your desired outcomes that you want for your business, and ultimately your life really as well. I mean, those same principles still apply in any area of life, Steve, when deciding what outcome do I want. And if I don't take action on a plan to achieve that outcome or make that a reality, then we're really sitting there spinning our wheels, aren't we? So thanks for joining us this evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching us live, great to have you with us. If you're watching the replay, make sure you drop a comment, #replay below, and we'll make a comment, and really thanks for joining us. Tune in next week for Crown Business TV, Wednesday night, 6:30 p.m. Western Standard Time. And if you're after some more information, there will be a link below where you can get some information on strategic planning and putting plans in place to achieve your outcomes moving forward. forward. So grab that in the comments below, and we will see you next week. Thanks for joining us, Steve. Catch you next week.
Thanks, Harvey. See you.